Yeah, you seem to have always had like the great community around you, even from like getting connects to that help you get jobs or like referrals to help you get into like studio spaces and like just link you up with other creatives. So I think that's one thing you've really got good for you so far. And I really admire I really admire that. So there's also something I wanted to. I mean, you might not have noticed this, maybe or maybe not, but like everything you've done has pretty much revolved around what everyone seems to refer to as alter artists, right? So like Lady Donley or Duncy, um, even Marv. I mean, he's not essentially altered, but like, was this something conscious? Because and it's not like there's anything wrong with it, but like, you haven't really done a lot with the conventional Nigerian artists or like Afro beat or Afro pop artists, and like you've kind of um built your niche around the alter space. So is there anything that particularly attracts you towards their music and like their energy, or is that just something that just happened and everything just seemed to be the same space of people?
It's actually so funny. It's just, I think it's just what I gravitated towards. Like in school, when we used to put together events, like I said, like my first artist was Tiwa and Sauce Kid. We had Links, we had MI. Like these were like commercial artists at the time. But coming back into
Hmm.
nine, there's like, working with SOJ, meeting GMK, they were just like people that I gravitated towards. And like, they're more my friends. I mean, I worked with a couple of commercial artists. I just recently worked with Jerry Shaffer. Um,
Okay, but like the ratio obviously is not, it's not the same.
yeah,
It's
the
not
ratio
balanced
is
by.
no, I'm more like on the other, yeah, I'm more on the other side. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of, it's not something that was was more like subconscious, but it just happened. I just gravitated towards that side. I don't even when I was working with like Chop Life Crew and Mojo, they are unconventional commercial artists. Like Mojo is not really
Yes.
like commercial, but he's not like also kind like he's left basically. He's left.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely
that's
I
kind of
definitely get that.
yes. That's basically it wasn't like a conscious thing, but it just kind of happened. I can't
Yeah,
lie.
and like you're probably Lady Donley's biggest fan because you literally carry her market on your
I
head.
love her so much. So we
I
became friends.
I've not seen. Yeah, go ahead.
Like we're very, very good friends, and she's one of my best friends actually. So it's kind of just it just works. Yeah.
Where did you meet her?
Um, where did I meet Dolly again? Well, probably met through Ayra. We used to talk online, but we met 2019. 2019, I
2019,
think.
2019.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fairly recent actually. Not It's not so far.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Fair enough. And like now you correct me if I'm wrong, but now you kind of manage her and Marv with your
Oh
assistant
yeah.
manager Ghana.
I mean, no, I don't like manage. I don't manage Lady Donley anymore, or Marv actually. But I kind of work into like a management capacity. For Donley, mostly consultation now. I just moved away from like day to day management of artists. It got too much for me because like of everything else I had going on.
Tell me about it.
So
Managing any form of talent is not, it's not the easiest thing. I was still having a conversation with someone this morning about it. You probably know her fake Emmy, FNS.
oh Oh, that's
Yeah,
what
so I
my
was
namesake. Mm,
actually yes. Well, like managing artists is not, it's not for the faint-hearted, and I kind
yeah.
of dabbled into it for like, or I am still in it. I've been doing it for like a couple of months now, and it's not as a creative, it's not something I am sure I want to continue doing because it's crazy.
Like
It's
that's giving
actually
your
crazy.
life, you know,
But
it's giving your life to someone
exactly.
else, basically. And like,
And like
you
everything
definitely need
around
some
you
for yourself.
revolves.
Yeah, around the person.
Exactly. That makes sense. And so in December of 2021, you decided to register your company. Speaking of doing things for yourself, you decided to register your company, Kulupsy Media Co.
Yes.
Incorporated. Yeah. So why did you feel the need to do that and not just continue like how you'd been doing before?
I think I wanted that was born of like I had seen first of all there were lots of things that were happening at the time. I was first tired of music artists, but I wanted something for myself. I wanted a company. But I wanted a company that was doing something that I liked. And the facets of life that I hadn't really touched that I kind of really liked was like the visual side. I saw that a lot of visual artists were not getting like the respect, the flowers they needed, proper pay, like a lot. Even up till now, that's still kind of happening. And I just wanted to stand in that space to like connect creatives and just assist them where need be. Like, you know, you need to get this, know better, you know, just pretty much assisting and connecting corporate brands to creatives, creatives, corporate brands and consumers. And that was like what started, you know, OKMC was born out of. Now it has pretty much kind of evolved. We do a lot of like music rollouts, like and all of
Oh,
that,
nice.
consultation mostly. We do like events management, project management, creative project management. Oh yeah, we started working with Fawaz and Abdullah, shots by Abdullah, and then we started
Oh,
working
nice,
with
nice, nice.
Dariola Eton. He's a film producer. So I wanted to get like people
Yeah,
that
I've heard
were
of him.
unconventional creatives, like songwriters, or not unconventional, but people that people don't really pay attention to, but they're
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like
Doing
they
valuable
take
work.
space in the industry. Yes, like they create value as well. So like songwriters, producers, film producers, photographers, videographers, graphic artists, painters, like those guys. So
I think
yeah,
that's a very
that's
smart way to look at things because no one really takes, especially like now you mentioned painters, photographers, videographers. No one really pays attention to those people and realizes that oh, they might actually need one or two things, or might want to get one or two things done. So big ups to you for spotting that and I don't not capitalizing on it, but I mean just tricking your head inside for lack of a better expression. But yeah, that's I've been seeing some of the work you've been doing with the company and it's amazing. Now the
thank
next
you.
facet of your life, you're welcome, you're welcome. Next facet of your life I want to get into is native records slash or just let's say native as like a brand. So how did you get into native as a brand? Because I mean, before we get into native records, which is like more recent, you were working with, you're working as, oh, I really don't know how, like, the structure of native actually, which is what I want to understand from your perspective. So could you tell me about that?
Okay, so I mean the whole company is the Native Networks. So we have the
Okay.
Native Mag, which is the editorial. We have Native Sound System. We have which is the
Mm-hmm.
DJ collective and producer production group. So we put like this monthly TDB events, and we have the DJs in the collective go around. And Native Sound System also is the artist, right? So we put our music through Native Sound System.
Yeah, we're
And
going
then
to
we
get into that
have
specifically and deep dive into that.
yeah, so we have Native Mag, Native Sound System, Native Land, the festival. what's the other arm? It's my native sound, native land. There's native sound radio, that's like the radio aspect. And then there is native
Yeah,
records.
yeah, yeah.
But native sound system and native records are under the native sound group. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So does that kind of, do you get like how it is
Yeah,
now?
I
Okay.
understand now. Okay.
So,
So how did you get into like the system, like the native system, ecosystem?
um, wow. So after, I think it was after working for a while with Chop Life Crew, um, Shani hit me up actually. Shani hit me up one day out of the blue and I was like, yo, like, can we have a conversation? You know, like, sure.
Sorry, just for perspective, who is Shani for the people that will be listening?
Oh, my Ogao, our CEO. I think it was TZ that recommended me, but Shani had my contact. So he hit me up like, yeah, we need to have a conversation. He's like, oh, I'm working on something. And, I think you'd be the best person for it. Like, I don't think anyone else, would do this how, you would. And I was like, all right, cool. And then before then, I'd like, I was obviously like in the circle, in the mix, I would say, because going to events, just like hanging out with people. People kind of knew me in the industry, but I was a bit low key at the time. So yeah,
Where are you? Because your work was speaking for you, pretty
I
much.
okay. Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
No, like because really,
Yeah,
how else would people text you out of the blue, if not your work, since you were low
true,
key about
Sha.
it?
True. That's an angle. So I was like, yeah, sure. That was it. Like at the time, Abuchi called me like, he's trying to start this company. He needs somebody and all. I was like, all right, cool, sure. But it's something that was gonna make me. I was out every weekend, like at clubs, because we had to like manage artists for agencies. So I was working with Jameson and Mattel, which is kind of how I got to know a lot of people at Jameson and Pernod Ricard because I do a lot of work for them as well. So like that was happening, but I was like, damn, like I don't have the energy for this. I'm not cut out for this. I can't be out every week. Like this is too much, bro.
It doesn't seem
So
so. You seem like you like being out.
it's so funny. Like I don't really go out. I'm almost always inside my house. Legit. Most of the times when I go out is for work, and then maybe to see friends, catch up, eat somewhere. But like for instance, this December, like personally, I stopped going to events in like 2017. But this December, like I did not go to any concerts. I was so tired. I was so tired. Well, yeah. What was I? I lost my train of thoughts for a second there.
Yeah, we're talking about how you met. So I was talking about how you got into native and you
Oh
were
yeah.
explaining
So
Shani and how you work. Yeah.
he hit me up in like March. I was like, "I cool." The it went on, but I think we finally concluded in June, like May June. So I started working on the project, Native World. Started working on it in my first session was with CK. Um, and that day my phone got stolen. I got robbed. I told GMK and Trill
Oh,
they were
damn.
in the studio. I was gonna get water, and I went down. I was walking. It was on Awolowo Road. And I got robbed. It was too crazy. So I came back like, oh my god, guys, my phone. But
Was
it was a
this
good
like
session.
during the day?
It was during the day. It was kind of like in the evening towards night, but yeah, that
It's
happened.
crazy.
Very dope session. Like it was fun. So did that, and then we signed the JV with Def Jam. So based on like how well I had done in the like artist sector, it just kind of felt like a no brainer for me to be like the A&R coordinator at the label, and I feel like that's why that happened. So yeah, that's how I got into the native ecosystem. And then I
Yeah.
manage
Congrats on that again. That's a
thank you.
huge. That's a huge feat.
Thank you.
Do
So
give it
over
away,
time,
boss.
I've grown to, still in my like capacity manage native sound system. Whenever we have like TDB events in Lagos, I'm putting that together because we had one in December. Yeah, so that's what we do.
All right. That I mean, you've really come a long way, and it only makes sense that you keep climbing as you keep going. Now, last year also, still under like the native sound system, the the album dropped, and before the album actually, you there was a single "Runaway" with Lojay and Ayra, and you seem to be particularly invested in that particular song. Like you were so, like the song was just, it meant like so much to you because you were always like tweeting about it and like just mentioning it. So what was so special about that song to you? I mean, before we get into the album now.
Damn. That song was that was a crazy one. So I mean, when I came on, like some work had happened. So Lojay had recorded like a little bit on the record, and then I came on and they're like, I was like, yo, there's no girls. Like, there's not a lot of girls like that are on this project. So what do we do? What do we do? And then I had worked with like Ara's team like some time before that, so I knew some people on her team. So I hit up I think it was I hit up Tega. Oh my god, Tega is my guy. Like Tega is my day zero. So me and Tega, me and Tega go way back. So I hit up Tega, like, you know, I need your girl. And he sent me Akachi's contact and Veda. So I hit them up, like, yeah, we need a studio session with Ayra. She was like, oh, what do we have? And she was like, she wants to record. Like, she was like, she wants to record with Lojay. Like, she wants to record on anything Lojay is on, like, you know. So it's like, I
Oh
bet,
wow.
like, cool. Like, girl,
Coincidence.
let's have it. So put together like all the tracks that Lojay was on, and then she recorded on like a bunch of stuff. And the studio session that day, Ghana was even there. Like it was crazy. We had the
As
session
always.
at Lambskin Studio. It was in Ikoyi at the time. She came in. I had to go and get small chops that day. God damn, got small chops, got drinks, ran to the studio, left everything at Lambskins, got water. And then she came in. She came in with her A&R. She came in with her manager. She came with her brother. I think Dave Miller, who's also like a writer. And then like it was so
Yeah.
fun. Like Ghana, she was just playing with Ghana. I was like, oh my gosh, so sweet. And then she recorded. When she started recording, I was like, God damn. Like, what is this? She recorded, and then she did some stuff with Lambskin. That's when they recorded like some parts of Stuck on You as well. A couple of songs, and then Runaway was just Runaway stood out. There's also one other one. It's called Money Solves Nonsense. That jam is so hard. Like, I don't know if it will ever come out, but just know. No worry, it's not anywhere.
Oh,
But it's so hard. It's also like a Lojay and Ayra, like, a special one.
oh.
But yeah, yeah. I'm very, 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 very proud of that record. It's still doing so well, still getting playlisted. Yeah.
Hmm.
Then when we recorded, oh my god, we sent Runaway. Runaway went through like 7 different producers before we got to the final
So before
version.
you go on, I actually heard the Guilty Beats version.
Oh my
Just
god.
and I wished that was the one that dropped.
Oh my god. There were lots of
I prefer
versions.
that one
There
to
were
the one
lots
that
of
dropped.
versions.
I
There
really
were
I heard it and I was like, whoa, what is going? It sounded so epic, like something like the weekend would be on. It was so huge. But I mean, people will never get to hear that, unfortunately.
unfortunately for them.
For them, yeah.
For them, because you heard it. But
Oh my gosh.
yeah, man, like went through different. I think damn, like even some producers were upset. It's like you made me do this work, and then you don't want to. Oh my god! But it wasn't easy. It just
That
wasn't
can
like
be very painful.
we're looking for something. Like we wanted to. it was a blend. Like the whole theme of the album was familiar voices and different sounds. Do you understand what I mean? It's like there had to
Mm-hmm.
be that blend, that combination. You had to feel it, man. So went to the first version, didn't like, we're like, guys were like, damn, this is not slapping, bro. Second version, third version. When we got to the
Mm-hmm.
eighth version, then it was like, this seems like it's the one. So many producers. I
So
can't
there's
even. At
eight
least you mentioned
versions of
Beauty. I
that
think
song.
Mav did one. Junior did one. Like, bro, niggas. Guilty did his bro.
I think Ade was also on one version, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, yeah. Addie's on final one as
Yeah,
well. So,
yeah.
but man, when we got this one,
That's
I was like,
actually
yeah, this
crazy.
is it.
Eight
You know.
versions of a song.
At some point, when I heard "Sweet Love" from, oh my god, it was like the worst thing in the world. Like, bro, get this shit
I
out,
can
bro.
imagine.
It was crazy listening over and over and over. What?
Yeah, it gets like that.
So
It gets
we
like,
did
and
that
like you,
then.
I think I saw. Okay, sorry for cutting you off. I saw that you said you were in over 100 studio sessions. Is that actually true?
Ah, it is. We're
Oh my
doing,
god!
bro. We're
And
doing
this is like in
virtual
a span of how many
sessions
months?
in like a year.
Whoa, dang.
We're doing virtual sessions. We're doing in-house sessions. Like, bro, like there were times when like they'll be recording probably an essay or something, and you have to be there. Or like, Shane is calling on
Mm-hmm.
FaceTimes, like, what's going on? We have to like be sharing information. They have to listen. Like, bro, no, it was crazy. It was. I used to live in the studio. As a studio rat, account of flats. I used to live in the studio. Like, it wasn't that crazy, Sha. I used to go home, but like I used to nah, it was a lot of studio time. It was a lot of studio time. I can't lie.
So,
So
were you doing this alone, or like you had people on your A&R team?
damn. So at the time I was working with NSS, it was just me. Oh. I was doing that. I was handling the admin because I was the only one in the team. So I started as the
Okay.
only one. Then we kind of expanded. We got like a marketing manager after like a couple months. But before those months, nah, like bro, I was doing everything. I can't lie. I'll reach out to the artist.
Did you
I'll
ever
send
feel
the
like
email.
quitting at any point?
What? Always. What? Always. Guy, like you will do
Oh my
so
god.
much and then like guys do not respond in time or you're not getting feedback from the artist or they're just managing different egos. It's like, bro, like I'm just trying to get my job done
Mm-hmm.
here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it was so many times I'm just like, yeah, I'm done, but damn. And like because we're not like done, like we had to move the dates a couple times. So like there was just a lot. But when we started having more people on the team, like we got like a marketing manager, it was calm, like things were like kind of better. But on the music side, I still was in charge of the music, like so getting the recordings done, getting the mixes ready, making sure that like all the files are in the proper in the proper drives, making sure like we have the most updated versions of HP, making sure the SoundCloud link for all the records are constantly updated. It was a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, like you're talking to different producers and you have to remember who said what. Like you have to remember who did what.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Oh
crazy.
my gosh. Managing people is not it's not like the I don't even want to get into that
So
honestly
many
because
Excel
it's a
sheets,
different
like
ball game.
so many Excel sheets. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then after, because you have to prepare like the legal documents, so you send it to the lawyers to draft the
You were doing that too?
agreements and everything. What? Do the splits. What? No, 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 no.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
get into this. Remember I told you that I wanted to get like I said, a lot of people just put A&R in their bios on Twitter and it pisses off a lot of industry professionals. So what exactly does an A&R do? Maybe in the general sense and specifically in the Nigerian markets. and you can even use your native sound system as an example, like a case study, so you can kind of understand that, oh, this is what they do before they just go ahead and put it in their bios and claim what they're not.
So, in the general sense of thing, an A&R rep, you pretty much like you spend a lot of time listening to music, watching like social trends, like for promising new acts or for music that works. You're the company's link to new acts to the industry. Your ears like need to be finely tuned into like understanding current music tastes and trends. You should be able to identify like people with talent, right? People with buzz. It's like our job to understand what is mysterious to others.
That
And
makes
we're
sense.
basically like industry tastemakers and gatekeepers, basically. Basically. Well, who says this is it and that is it? Like, this is who you should be on a
So
song with. Like,
is
this
that
is
still
like,
working in the current music space and in Nigeria precisely?
I think in the past few
Because
years, a lot of
you don't
people.
see a lot of A&Rs. Like, I mean, you see them, but in the capacity that you're in
I feel
labels
like it.
being actively
Mhm.
involved in the decision making, I don't
Yeah.
think it's as, do you get where I'm heading to?
So I feel like there are a lot of people that have been standing in and doing the jobs of A&Rs without the recognition. But I feel like in the past
Okay.
couple of years, people have kind of understood more, and there's more like understanding towards what an A&R does and what the role represents and why it is necessary. But yeah, like a
That
lot of
makes
people,
sense.
yeah, a lot of people don't know what exactly an A&R does. And I think you have to just go and do some research for yourself. And then you realize, some people like realize like, oh, wow, I am actually an A&R. And that's why there are lots of, sadly, there are lots of like, well, not maybe not sadly, but there are lots of like A&Rs in different people's bios. But, you know, you should have like wielded power like so far, like, as an industry, like a tastemaker, right? Like that's kind of what being an A&R is about. Like this would
That
work,
makes
this
sense.
works, yeah.
So, typically for someone to be an A&R, that means you should have like a great sense to hear what would move in the market. You should be able to identify talent, because, like, I'm just trying to make people see that it's really beyond. Oh, this song go blow. This song no go blow.
Yeah.
Like,
Like you
there's
need to be able
there's a
to
lot
know
of like
what works, like
research.
what people want to hear, like what the current music trends are saying, what can evolve. You should be able to
Hmm.
see like kind of even predict like the next trend, something like that. Do you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
like,
Like
because
it's
the
sometimes it's
soundscape is
kind
always
of,
changing.
yeah. There's a lot of flexibility involved and like critical thinking and communication skills because a big part of being an A&R is managing like relationships.
That makes
That's like
sense.
what it is.
I see
Managing
why you would
relationships with,
fit in easily.
yeah, like managing relationships with people, with the label or whatever capacity you're working in. But yeah, that's it.
While you were speaking about going out for events and how you don't go out for events anymore, I actually just remember that we were at an event on the same table, actually. Buju's Sorry I'm Late listening party. I
Are you
doubt if you
serious?
remember. But yeah, so I was the
Damn,
only one at
I
the
was there.
table, and then you came and you asked. But like, I recognize your face, but like, we didn't know. But I just remembered that randomly. Now that's just, by the way, just said, let me put that out there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
so that was 2021. Yeah, that was 2021. October or November, if I remember. I remember I left I left around midnight because he had. In fact, let me not go into the details of that. Let me
Damn.
just stop there. So, because I don't like being out late. I hate going out. So that's just how I'll summarize that. But yeah, shout out to you guys at Native. You just recently signed Odumodu, and like he's literally taking over Instagram and Twitter with
Yep.
like just the snippets
Very
of the
excited for
songs he's
him.
doing in the studios. It's I mean, I can't even begin to imagine the kind of music he's creating. And like he's really everyone is really catching up to his vibe right now. Like everyone wants to have him on their songs. Everyone wants to work with him, and I'm just keen to know how that link up came about, because I mean he had been around for a minute, but how did you guys, I'm sure you're not the only ones that were trying to get him signed, so how did you guys finally secure that bag?
Yeah, man. Shout out Trill, I beg. First of all, one of
Shout
the
out
other
Trill.
A&Rs are Native Records, but Trill was one of the ones that I was like, yeah, this guy has something. Do you get what I mean? And like Odumodu used to come to our camps. He's come to like our music camps.
Oh,
Yeah, that was actually where it started
that
from. I
was
was
for
like,
NSS.
yeah. And I was like, damn,
Okay.
this guy is hard, though. Like, and started getting talks with him and all of that. And like that's kind of how it happened, to be fair. I found out about the signings.
Oh, you didn't even, okay, go ahead,
Yeah,
sorry.
because like I was still in the NSS space. So we got into
Oh,
the
okay.
label and was like, guys, like, we've got something and yeah, man.
That makes sense. I'm really excited. I mean, it's a sound that kind of takes time to catch up on. It's almost like, and I'm not even trying to make any comparison now, but it's just like the way everyone did not like Shay vibes at first, but like now everybody's singing his songs. Odumodu's style is not conventional at all. But like now everybody is like literally there was just like a tweet like Odumodu thing going on Twitter a few weeks ago, and the number of interactions that had was just crazy. So
That guy
I'm
is
really
crazy. He's
excited
just
to,
different. He's special. Like,
yeah. I can't wait to see. I'm sure like a project is definitely coming. He just dropped Picanto and dropped the video for that, and that was crazy. And like it's genuine love. It's not even like, I mean, everyone knows that labels could probably have their own like machineries working behind, but this is like genuine love for the guy, and it's across the industry. So I'm sure by the
it's
time like he
beautiful
comes
to
out
watch.
fully, it really is. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, and like we really need another like traditional rapper person, especially for like the Igbo culture, because I think off the top of my head, it's only Fino I can really think about that does that. But like Odumodu seems like he's gonna chart that path also. So I'm really excited for what he's got coming, and even generally for native sound system. I don't know. Do you guys have any other signings that we can look forward to? Any tea you want to spill? Any
Hmm.
tea you want to spill?
You guys should just no. You guys should just take a you got what coming. Like I think this year is gonna be so fucking amazing, and I can't wait. Um, I'm very excited about who we're signing next, though. So let's see. You guys will get some tea
Any
soon.
clues?
Soon. Um, was I looking at a
Is
woman?
it a
Sha,
lady?
it's a lady.
Yeah, I thought as much. I thought as much.
It's a
And I
lady.
think that's going to be across the industry this year. Like a lot more women are going to be, and I'm even happy about it because that imbalance needs to be adjusted, which is also kind of
Mm-hmm.
why, even like on my own side for like the podcast, I think it's just necessary to have um, a balance in the representation. So even minus artists, like business execs, producers, someone even tweeted something a couple of weeks ago also on Twitter and was like, "Oh, if you really mention some female producers in the Nigerian music space," and many people couldn't really mention up to 10 that like were really like popular, but like if you want to mention male producers, you could probably give them like 30. You get, so there's always that imbalance, and I think it's only right that it needs to be offset. So I saw something, was it last year, where Don Jazzy said Maven is going to be unveiling a lot more female acts this year, so I'm definitely looking forward to that and seeing. And there's a couple of other ones that I also know about. I can't speak on yet, but like yeah, there is King Madi that also just came out to that's doing amazing stuff. So I'm just really excited
Mm-hmm.
generally for the soundscape
For
this year. Looking
women.
forward to.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep. Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to the work you're doing. Shout out to your team. Shout out to everyone putting in the work behind the scenes to make sure that everything is right for you. So, what's next for you as an individual and your company?
Hmm. For me as an individual, I'm trying to get. I really want to get into the project management space for real and like brand management. I think that's the next step for me. Maybe product management, and then for my
So,
company,
product management in the music space or like entertainment space
yes,
generally.
in the music space, in
So,
the
how
entertainment
what's
space.
that like?
I think it's kind of mostly like a fancy word for project management. Mm,
Fair enough. I hear that.
it's just a fancy, yeah. But hold on. Mm, yep, yeah. Is so product management is the business process of planning, developing, launching, and managing a product or service. I think is like a combination of product management and marketing or branding. I'm not
That
too
makes
sure,
sense.
but
That would make sense.
yeah. So I think for product management you have to. I think project management. Okay, so I think the main difference is for product management you're just managing the product. For projects rather, project management you're just managing the projects. Whether there's like already an existing product charter or project charter, but I think for product management you're planning, developing, launching, and managing. Yeah.
So, like the entire
That's
life
a bit.
cycle,
Yes, the
basically.
entire life cycle of the
Oh, that
product.
makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. And for your company?
For my company, where I see my company going is also producing people like me that are aware
Hmm.
of the
Interesting.
of, yeah, of what it entails to manage, music business. I'm also like looking to expand, get more creatives, create more opportunities for creatives. And yeah, like I'm looking to do another big event maybe next year, but I want to do some exhibitions. So I feel like with KMC helps me kind of spread my wings creatively. Like I can do so much more because it's a more open space. There's like a lot of allowance for me to be able to do a lot of creative stuff, especially with like people in my team, come up with like creative campaigns. We also work with Submaroach. So it's like very, very interesting. And I'm looking forward to like expanding, working with more creatives, just growing in terms of social media as well. I'm looking forward to being able to. There's something I want to do. I want to kind of open people up to the idea of like a career in the creative arts. And, I want to do that with like secondary school kids. Like go to different schools. I know they used to do
Ooh,
that thing when I was
nice.
in school. In
Yeah,
those
like
different schools and
career
just
day
take,
type thing.
yeah, and like tell people about these creatives, what they do. And that's what I want to do. And just build more music business professionals like myself. Pass on this knowledge I have, and yeah, and in a few years hopefully I can just be a board member in the company and have like the name KMC and Kulupsy just live on. That's what it is though.
Nice.
I do want to always stand in this
Big
space
dreams. Big
as,
dreams.
yeah, as the person
Love
who
it.
is there for the average creative. So that's what it is.
I love it. What would you say is your? I mean, we're starting to round up. We've been at this for almost an hour and a half, but what would you say is your, or when would you say, oh, you tell yourself that, oh, I've made, like, what's your ultimate like level of success for you? Like, oh, once I do this, I have made it, and I can finally retire in peace, type thing.
I don't know if I have like that milestone, but I know access is something that I really want. It's like I want my name to be a general currency. It's like when people hear Kulupsy, they can let me into anywhere. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
like Beyonce level. I don't think
I mean,
anybody doesn't know
that's
who
already
Beyonce.
been
Like
happening.
the average person knows who Beyonce is. Do you understand? Like even kids on the streets, like
Yeah.
I want my name to be like currency. I want it to like if someone says, "Oh, this is from Kulipsy," or like there's a recommendation from Kulipsy, like that's the highest. Do you understand? Like that's for me. When I get there, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I've done something. That's what
Nice. That makes sense. That
yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
that's it for me.
So I also like to ask people like, how do you plan to stay relevant? So I explain this way. You every day, especially for, I mean, this is, I always ask producers this, but I think it's also important to ask like business professionals, A&Rs, project managers like you. So like every day, I mean, you're not going to be the first project manager in the music space, but there's definitely people that have been for years and are still relevant till today, and there's also people on the other side where they just come up and they quote vanish. So like, how do you plan to stay relevant for as many years as you plan to do this for? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I believe like one of the major keys is to be disruptive. When I say disruptive, I don't mean like
Interesting.
crazy and shit, but like you have to do stuff that stands out, right? You can be the best at something, and then just because like somebody is doing it differently, they have more attention. Do you understand? So I think
Hmm.
certainly I'm going to continue to be disruptive and stubborn. Yeah. And just trust
I
my
like
gut.
that. I think
That's
that's
it.
something to adopt. Yeah, trusting your gut too. I respect that. And finally, last question I want to ask you on all of this is, if you could change something about like the music industry or like the entertainment industry. I mean, it could be one thing, it could be two things, or as many as you want to mention. What would they be? What would it be?
I think I'm just going to make people care more about experiences generally, like concert experiences, studio experiences, the general music experience. I think I just want people to care more about that. Because, like, a lot of things are growing. The music is growing, but certain facets, like the events, like aspect, is not really growing as fast as every other thing. And it's just because people don't care about the
Hmm.
experiential parts of the creative industry. And I feel like if people care more about the experience, there'll be more involvement in those parts and there'll be more growth. So just
Would
make
you say
people care
that's
more.
why like our concert culture is not as
It's not as
excellent
advanced as
as
the
it should be?
music, yeah. Because like people don't really care
Hmm.
about the experience of it. It's like, most people are fine with just putting artists on stage, there's a stage, okay, there's space, yeah, that's it. And like we just need to care more about the experience.
But isn't it also a thing where that's what the consumers are okay with? I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate here because I'm just trying to see it
But
from
do we
every point of view.
have we gotten better? Is there anything to compare to that we can say, okay, this, I think everyone has just been fed something and it's like, okay, this is it. And I don't think we take a lot of risks or like we take chances on things in Nigeria. Because I mean, I understand like there are lots of reasons why certain things will not work, but those reasons are just because nobody cares. Like, and that's why like I feel like if people cared more, there'll be lots of change, especially just caring
Hmm.
about the creative industry, about like arts and all of that generally in life. So yeah,
I
that's
hear
it for
you.
me.
I hear you. I really think people should, especially for, because like I said, I don't really go out, but like I've been to like one or two concerts slash listening parties slash events, and it's not a thing where I really am looking forward to going for another one, because it's just like meh,
Mm-hmm.
I could have stayed at home and probably watched this on someone's snap or something. You get, but like I can understand that having like a full on experience where you are like living in the moment will make people always even look forward to like, oh, what's the next thing you're going to do, and like what next are you going to bring to the table. So yeah,
Exactly.
I hear that. I hear that. Yep. So I always like to ask people to um recommend who they think would be an amazing fit for the podcast to also come share their stories and tell people um stuff like just what you've done now. So I mean, like I said earlier, it doesn't. I not like I have anything against artists, but I would rather not just have artists, because everybody has already spoken to artists. But like I'm more concerned with people behind the scenes, and just people that have done amazing work, and like you feel like the world should know what they've done, just like you. So I mean, there's no limits. You could have as many as you want to give me.
I think Emma Bassi is somebody you should talk to.
Okay.
Which other? I'm just gonna recommend women.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then
That's
Tomisi Akinwumi, um, IB, Ibukun Abidoye,
oh,
um,
chocolate city.
yeah. Who else? Titi Adesoya, Foza, Stephanie.
Stephanie
Stephanie, that's Temple's manager.
manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who else? Daisy, she works at Platoon. Yeah, there are lots of like, women in the industry. But yeah, those are the ones I can think of right now.
Yep, those are amazing suggestions for sure, for sure, for sure. Thank you. And yeah, so do you want people, you want to plug in your socials, like your personal socials, your business socials? If artists want to reach out to KMC for business, how can they do that? You can
You
slot
can
all
reach
of
out
that
to
in here.
us at KMC, Kulupsy Media. The details are all on the social media page. Just check for Kulupsy Media. You can go to our website. You can follow me if you want on Kulupsy. I'm Kulupsy everywhere.
They definitely will want to, don't
Kulupsy.
worry.
Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, David. This conversation was lovely.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for honoring my request. Thank you for sharing your stories. I mean, there's a lot more that we could have gotten into, but I'm sure like from this, people will start to like pay more attention to you and like the work you're doing. And shout out to you for all the things you've been doing for the past 10 plus years, and like the many more things you'll be doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to everyone that has listened up to this point. I would include all of Kulupsy's social media accounts in description and everywhere else. You can always check and follow. And if you have business, also, yeah, tell her you're from who made that song so that she can know. But yeah, thank
Thank
you
you so
guys
much.
for sticking around. This has been an amazing conversation. Thank you again, Kulupsy. This was fantastic. I finished my Ribena. I don't know about you.
Thank
But yeah.
you.
See you guys on the next episode. We are signing out. Boom.
Peace.